Yo, what's poppin' people? It's Dante. Today we're going to be practicing street photography in Philadelphia with the 23 f2 and the X Pro 3. I'm starting off on Walnut Street and we'll be making my regular route through town, so welcome to the video. Hope you enjoy. Alright, I'm approaching the first intersection where there's lots of traffic. There's a couple of corners I always hit on my way down here. Every time I pass that coffee shop, I make a picture through the glass. And as I photograph on Walnut Street, I also times have been doing this because there's lots of people working close to the windows. As you can see, I've been photographing the same people working every day. It's kind of interesting. It's just a habit and a ritual. I tend to follow the light when I hit certain corners. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just following the beat of the street, where the people are, and watching the light and just observing it. I'm really getting into the flow shooting in Philly and not being noticed. As you saw, that person just gestured to the place that she thought I was photographing, which was the buildings behind her. I'm often shooting and then looking up or playing games to just get through the streets. I see a nice shaft of light here. I'm gonna return to it with a U-turn and pop another shot. See if we can find something a little bit spontaneous. I'm noticing that this light is actually intriguing. The sun is out. Here we go. It's about 21 degrees Fahrenheit, however, so I got the gloves on. It's freezing out here, seriously. But the sun is providing some warmth, and so I'm following that light, continuing our way towards Chestnut Street. Look at the shadows that are casted on the faces. The signs are interacting with them. Right about here, you get a lot of that shadow play. And I'm just observing that as people pass. Look at the gesture. People are blocking the sun. Lots of interesting shadows from the trees and different things here. It's really fun to follow the light. It always gives you something more to play with as a street photographer. I'm looking for multiple elements to stack up in my favor. Right now I'm looking at the light, observing it on the other corner now. It's hitting people in an interesting way. Look at this guitarist. Moving with the street, moving with the beat of the street, following the light. I see the light here on this man's face. Oh man, that could have been better, honestly. I'm gonna return to this corner and just make another stop. The light across the way is kind of cool too. Nice reflected light here, you can see. Just observing the light for you guys to get a sense of what I'm looking at here in Philly. I'm always taking notes of things. I've noticed this quite often. As I walk on Chestnut Street, I observe this reflected light that's being casted from the buildings up above, and it's providing lots of fun light opportunities. We have this here. And the way the light hits here, there's a little pocket where the shadows interact and the light hits, and it creates that interesting effect I'm looking for, where the light maybe hits someone's face. I'm looking for the gesture. I often find that the gesture creates a strong picture. I love when there's that strong gesture in a photo. When I see people covering their face in the light, I like to call this the street photographer salute. That's what we are observing here. And I always go for it. I have to. Gorgeous light here. I'm excited to continue exploring the streets when the light is out. Even if it is very cold weather, I'm out here doing what I can, and the light always provides more opportunities, I find. It always gives me some sort of positive energy. I think it's just a natural thing, and that always helps when I'm out shooting. I do like to shoot on those rainy days like we did in the previous video, or at the foggy bridge. But today, with the strong light, I'm photographing in my natural element where I feel really comfortable and really love to photograph. Even midday here, it's not the golden hour or anything special, but we still get to have that strong, harsh light. So I'm playing with the light here as I am now walking towards the sun, and I observed the smoke that was coming out of that street vendor's hut there, and there was a shadow play that was happening on the other side of the frame. And I just like looking at the light and all of its nuances by facing the light and then having it to my back. I like to have variety with my day when I'm out shooting, looking at the world in all of its complexities. So far, it's been about 20 minutes out here in the streets of Philly, just roaming around, following the light, and I'm enjoying myself as the sun is straight ahead of me here, making our way back to Walnut Street, and we will maneuver to Broad and then continue our way down Market Street towards Chinatown, making our regular route. I'm sort of zigzagging today, but that's just because the light is all over the place, which has me moving. So what I normally do when I hop off the tunnel is turn towards Market Street East and go down this way. After I get off of Broad Street, this way I can go continuously with traffic. I know people are going to be down here, even if it is a, you know, less active day. I still follow the same route and stay strict to it so that I can stay consistent and continue practicing in the most efficient way. I know that people are here, there's a mall there, the light is there, and then I can hit Chinatown, and I know this is the most optimal route for myself that I give each day. And that's just how I function as a street photographer. I don't usually sit around and watch the smoke. It's kind of a cliche at this point with street photos, but it does provide interesting atmosphere, and I like to practice even those cliche shots because when you attempt, maybe something new can spawn from them. So entering Chinatown, I'm making it a point to walk on the other side of the street because I always photograph the same side every day. I am often on the left. Today I'm on the right. I'm just switching it up for myself here to have some fun in Chinatown. This is a new location that I've been scouting. I always photograph these bus stops and put the camera up to the reflection, but this background with the mannequins and the shadow play in the back is just really beautiful. And I would love for something to happen here at this scene. I don't know how to really compose. When people stand around it, it can be kind of interesting, but like, I want something more, like someone in the back, in the glass. But I've been observing this for a while, photographing it. So I'm now approaching the end of Market Street, where I usually turn back around here at 8th Street, and there's this new shop that opened on the left hand side. There's a big glass window, and I'm hoping to catch people that are drinking coffee or sitting in the window. So I'm trying to make this a routine each day to come here and photograph. The light isn't hitting the way I necessarily want it to, but there's still a possibility. We do have that light that's striking through, and I look for that as I pass this window each day, hoping for something a little bit more spectacular, but haven't found that just yet. I'll wait around, make a frame or two, and then maybe try it again. Now it's time to face our fears. We have to photograph through the reflection in the window. Is this going to be something we can do? Can we overcome the anxiety-inducing moment of putting the camera in somebody's face through a window and not feeling weird? We will see. Oh wow, that's beautiful. I think I got it. I'm gonna now move because that was really strange and I made a lot of frames. I've been trying to do that so many days in a row and nobody has ever been in the location. So in those situations, I really have to push myself to make the picture because it is really awkward when you approach a glass window like this and put the camera to it, right? But I think in that moment, I actually wound up being unnoticed. They didn't really see me and I was able to sneakily sort of take the picture. I mean, as much as I can, right? I try to be as painless as possible when I'm photographing people candidly on the street. I don't want to linger around and be a bother to those people. So I made the picture really quickly and I think it turned out nice. We wound up not disturbing the scene, thank God. And to end the video off here, I wanted to discuss this as a victory because I've been trying to make this picture each day. I keep coming to the end of 8th Street on Market and make this same attempt of a picture. And I think there's a point to be made at the end of this video as I finish up here because of the repetition that I put in with my process and practice. I'm able to really hone in on my skill and try to get better. I at least make new images or create sort of ideas and sketches for myself each time that I go out, and that helps me really just in all aspects photographically. So this is something I wanted to discuss really briefly at the end of the video, as this is a victory. No matter if the picture is interesting or not, I think the fact that we are striving for something and have a goal is a good thing. And I often find that photographing aimlessly in the streets of Philly each day, the same mundane scenes can get really, really old and hard to work with. You have to come out here with a fresh pair of eyes. And that shop is a very new shop here on Market Street. And I'm observing the change throughout the different seasons here and trying to make new pictures each time. And I figured sharing this bit of background around my process could help you guys better understand what my goal is photographically and how I think about my day on the street and what I'm trying to accomplish in a way. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please stay tuned for the next one, as I will be making these as frequently as I can. I appreciate everybody watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.